Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hunty's World of Pain. Haven't done one of these in a little while. This is a 10-minute rapid game. Opponent is rated 1529, and we get a Nimzowitsch defense. So I play e4, opponent plays knight to c6. Now this is a little bit confusing. So this is moving out the queen's knight first. Now you could here simply play knight f3. And if you get e5, you're into a normal e4, e5 game. You could also play knight c3 if you're a Vienna player, like me. I did not do any of these things. I decided to push d4. Your opponent offers you the center. Grab it. And now we have pawn to d5. So I'd think about this. Now, the issue is, obviously, this pawn is not defended. So I've got options. I could play my knight out to defend the pawn. If I play my bishop out here to defend the pawn, it hangs this one. So what I figured was, if I take and queen takes, I'm in a situation where I now have two attackers on here, but now I can play knight f3 and defend the pawn. Opponent has the queen out in the board, and I do have knight c3 coming. This is the Scandinavian version of the Nimzo. He now brings out the bishop to pin my knight. Okay, so this knight is no longer defending the pawn, right? But I reckon that if I attack the queen with my other knight, queen takes pawn is a possibility, but then I take queen, knight takes, and I've won a knight. So that's not on. Queen moves to e6 with check. I decide this is not necessarily an issue. I've got two bishops, theoretically a knight that could defend, but that would be a bit ugly. Which bishop? I bring out the dark squared bishop, the queen's bishop, to here. Now, if bishop takes knight, I've got queen takes, giving me a development, free development. Does kind of hang this. Bishop takes knight, I've got pawn takes as well. I haven't castled, I could still go long. Opponent plays knight f6 though. We're playing relatively quickly. He's used less than half a minute. I've used nearly a minute. And now I figure I have a pawn fork. Right? I'm attacking the knight and the queen. It's attacked by two pieces, but defended by two pieces. So surely, one way or another, I'm going to win a piece. And I win the knight. They now take my knight here. Now, actually, interesting point here. The computer said that the correct move here was queen takes, and then we would probably trade queens, and I'm still threatening the c7 fork, hunking and rook. I fancy knight takes anyway. They take here, and I really don't have to do anything at this point. Pause and figure out what you would play in this situation. Well, if you are familiar with, is it the Ryder gambit from the Blackmar line, then you might realize that white has mate in one. Boom, bada boom. It's not only a family fork, but it's checkmate as well. I've got a major piece on the open d file, and there we go. So yeah, that was all good. So what is the Ryder gambit? Just out of interest, you ask. Okay, well, let's go to the chess.com Explorer, and I'll show you I think it's called the Ryder gambit, pretty sure it is. Okay, so this is in response to the Scandinavian. Now, you can get it d4, d5, e4, but I'm not a d4 player on the whole, so we get this. They takes, knight comes out to defend. Now, what I'm playing these days is the von Poppel with bishop g5 here. But I think it goes like this. You can push the f3 pawn, and if they take, now in a lot of these lines you just take back with the knight, get full central control. In the Ryder gambit though, you collect with the queen and then say, oh no, my pawn. Queen comes in, gratefully accepting the free stuff. You play bishop e3, hitting the queen. Now the queen can't retreat down here, can't go there. But if black is feeling greedy, you may notice that there's a hanging pawn on b2, so they come over here. You then defend that with long castles, so king defends b2, but then black gets clever again and sees an alignment issue. Wouldn't it be great if we could put like a light squared bishop on that square? Wouldn't it be great if it was defended? Oh, hang on. boom. And then, as white, you play the stupid-looking knight to b5. And you can see where this is going. And then you go, oh no, my queen, right? They grab the queen, knight takes c7 again, checkmate. Exactly the same pattern. Well, it's not exactly the same, but the pattern is the same, right, as we had in the last game. So there you go. Nice to be able to deliver you an episode of Hunty's World of Pain on tour. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you later.